So originally it was reported that Amy is the one leaving Michael, and that Amy was the one that was going to file for the divorce. And also at the same time, it was also around the fact that Michael was a very lazy parent. And the thing is as well, when you watch the most recent season of 1,000 Pound Sisters, we witnessed Michael in front of us with our very own eyes being a lazy parent. We even witnessed Amanda pretty much trying to tell him how to be a dad, for in a nutshell, saying Michael do this, Michael do that. Because really and truly, all we ever saw him do was say nothing but eat food. Well, it turns out that that information was somewhat incorrect. When it comes to Amy and Michael, well, yes, they are broken up. Yes, they are getting a divorce, but it wasn't actually Amy who pulled the plug. As per The Sun, as you can see, it says it's official. 1,000 Pound Sister star Amy Slaton's husband, Michael Halterman, files for divorce after Star and her kids move out of the home. So, as you can see right here, it clearly says that Michael is the one that files for divorce. But the question is, though, why did Michael file for divorce? Well, this is where it gets interesting. As I go down this article in particular, right down here at the bottom, it does say that according to 1,000 Pound Sisters insider, Amy wants her kids to continue starring on a reality show. However, Michael doesn't want his sons to be on camera at all. And obviously right here it does go into a little bit more as well. It talks about here how at the time the source told the US Sun that Amy and Michael had been in secret arguments for months, and the greatest source of tension had been their two kids, Gage 2 and Glenn 8 months. I mean, to be honest with you, this is the maddest part of it all. I'm pretty sure that you probably get paid slightly more because you have kids. Putting the kids on the show obviously adds another dynamic, and also it brings another type of a crowd, and also at the same time it allows mothers to also want to relate to what they're seeing. So of course, I would 100% believe that you'd be getting paid more. From what I understand, out of all the cast members, it was Amy who got paid the most because she's the one that has kids. She had one kid to begin with who upped up her pay, then having the second kid also prepared that too. But despite that stuff in particular though, it is said that, well, I'll show you right now, that here says that the insider also said Amy and her family considered Michael to be lazy with childcare. They felt he was jealous over all the attention his wife gave to the kids. Now, like I said this before, it is quite common for women when they give childbirth to give all their attention to their child rather than to their partner, which is something that can cause a lot of relationships to end up actually, falling apart. And to be honest with you, this is something that really deserves a deeper conversation, but we're not obviously here for that, so we'll put that to the side. You know what I mean? Maybe I'll create another channel to have deeper conversations. Hey, but with that being said, though, at the end of the day, when it comes to Michael and Amy, it is Michael who is filing for divorce. It is Michael that is walking away from Amy because one of the reasons, at least, I'm pretty sure there's more reasons behind it as well, but obviously one of the reasons here in front of us is because he does not want his sons on the TV show no more, but of course Amy does. And to be honest with you, I can understand why he wouldn't. Look at it this way. When you look at Darcy and Stacey, Darcy is allowed to have her daughters there because I guess she hasn't got much of a fight against the baby dad. But when it comes to Stacey, now from what I understand, she has sons, but they're not allowed in the show because of the dad. I'm pretty sure that was information that I was told. And then also at the same time, there was another person that we also watch. I don't know why this person's just gone out of my head. They were literally there a second ago. If I remember again, I'll bring that person up. But there is another person as well who also has kids, and it's been a struggle. Oh, that's it. Yes, Jen, who is Libby's sister. Obviously Libby and what's that aggressive man's name, man, again? Andre. Yes. You obviously got a daughter, Jen. Jen has kids as well, and the kids did originally appear, didn't they? But then they got removed again because the father does not want them on there. So it is a common thing for one parent to not want their kids on screen and for the other one to want them. To be honest with you, I would 100% support Michael on this one, because I don't really think that it is fair to exploit young kids to be on TV. End of the day, we see these kids on a TV show where half the time we see engaged pretty much naked, you know what I mean, pretty much in a nappy or a diaper, whatever you want to call it, you know what I mean. I don't think that's something that really should be shown. And also at the same time, we're also really seeing how rough the living arrangements haven't necessarily been the best as well in past seasons of course, £1,000 Sisters. So to be honest with you, I can understand his argument there. But does it change the fact that he may actually be a lazy parent off camera? Because a part of me feels like maybe the reason why he came across so lazy on camera was, well, because he just didn't want the kids to be there. And, you know, end of the day, that can definitely make someone's attitude be a bit flat rather than be a bit high. But of course, we don't know that for sure. But at the end of the day, their relationship is obviously coming to an end now. I can only hope that when it comes to co-parenting, it can go in a very healthy way. And I can only hope that, you know, that's it. I just hope the co-parenting goes well. You know, despite the fact that kids are not going to grow up in a broken home. Either way, though, if you can at least have two good parents who can still communicate, then to be honest with you, all is okay. You know what I mean? But hey, that is a conversation I guess we'll revisit again once we obviously get more information about obviously how they end up with combat and move forward. Because I can imagine that if they do bring back another season of £1,000 Sisters season 5, I can imagine that season we'll be able to experience seeing whether or not them two are able to co-parent. But to be fair with you, given the fact that Michael does not want the kids to be on the show, I can imagine on the next season, if there's another season, Michael probably won't even be on that season. If he is, he'll probably make a very short cameo. But again, to be honest with you, I want to know, what do you think? Do you think Michael's right to say that he does not want his boys on the show anymore? Or do you think that Amy's right just because she's the mother and she's the one that carried for 9 months, so therefore she's correct to have the kids on the TV show, even though they're two little young boys who really and truly haven't got a choice to actually be on the show. They've been put on the show regardless whether they like it or not. I mean, you know, we do live in a world all about consent now, right? We can't choose when to give consent and when not to give consent. But either way, though, you guys let me know exactly what you're thinking. I look forward to it. But yeah, so I've just filmed the episode reaction for tonight's episode. Is going to come out today, right? Which obviously I'll upload tomorrow. But in that episode, I did actually recognize and realize that Michael actually wasn't even in that episode. And it's quite crazy because, and this isn't really a spoiler, but you know, this episode is where Tammy and Caleb get married. And the funny thing about it is that I just realized legit just a second here that, well, Michael wasn't even in that episode. And it's crazy because the whole family travel to actually go and see the wedding, okay? And you know what? I actually can't wait to actually drop the reaction to that one tomorrow because, boy, yeah, I didn't have a very, very nice thing to say. But point being is that usually Michael is always with Amy, right, on the show. And the crazy thing is that he's not there, but she's there, of course, and she's also there with her boys. Wait, hold that thought. Did the boys actually turn up? Hold on a minute. Yes. The boys did go with her, okay, to obviously Tammy's little wedding. But this is my point. Given the fact that the whole family went and Michael didn't, that never happens. Michael's always with the whole family because he's a part of the family. He's a part of the furniture, you know what I mean? So the fact that he wasn't there neither, to be fair, in the most recent episode, I think that probably exposes when these issues really started to, you know, to come in. So I feel like that's another indication as well. But hey, you guys let me know exactly what you're thinking down below and we can most certainly talk about it. But please don't forget to like, sub, and of course, peace.